It was a place of serene beauty, yet shrouded in an eerie silence that made the hairs on the back of your neck stand up. Lost River Lake was a secluded body of water, hidden deep in the dense forests of a remote region. The lake was surrounded by legends and whispers of ominous events, but few dared to venture there. Among those who did, many never returned. Sarah Collins, a determined and compassionate young woman, was on a mission. 2 teenagers had gone missing, their last known location traced to the vicinity of Lost River Lake. The local authorities had given up, but Sarah, driven by a sense of duty and empathy, could not let it go. She arrived at the lake, hoping to find clues to the teenagers' whereabouts. As she began her search, she encountered Jack Turner, a rugged and solitary man who lived near the lake. Jack had his reasons for living in such isolation, but when Sarah explained her mission, his hardened exterior softened slightly. He knew the dangers of the lake all too well, and despite his reservations, he agreed to help her. While scouring the area, Sarah and Jack stumbled upon Dr. Harold Stone, a reclusive scientist with a grim secret. Dr. Stone revealed that during the Vietnam War, experiments had been conducted on the lake's ecosystem. Toxic chemicals had been dumped, causing mutations in the local wildlife. Among these were piranhas, vicious, mutated piranhas that could survive in the cold waters of Lost River Lake. The doctor explained that the toxins had not only mutated the piranhas, but had also caused them to reproduce at an alarming rate. The lake was now teeming with these deadly creatures, and the only way to find the missing teenagers, presumed to be in the lake, was to drain it. However, draining the lake could unleash the piranhas into the nearby river systems, causing unimaginable carnage. Despite the risks, Sarah, Jack, and Dr. Stone decided to proceed with draining the lake. As the water level dropped, they saw the skeletal remains of the missing teenagers. But their relief was short-lived. Without warning, the ground began to tremble, and a massive swarm of piranhas surged from the depths, their eyes gleaming with a feral hunger. The mutated piranhas were unlike any creatures Sarah had ever seen. Their bodies were sleek and agile, with razor-sharp teeth that glistened in the dim light. They moved with terrifying speed, slicing through the water with ease. As the piranhas began to spread through the draining lake, Sarah and Jack fought desperately to contain them. Dr. Stone, meanwhile, tried to come up with a plan to stop the swarm from reaching the river. The piranhas, however, were relentless. They attacked anything that moved, their bites vicious and unrelenting. Sarah saw one piranha leap out of the water, its teeth snapping inches from her face. She stumbled back, her heart pounding in her chest. Jack fired his shotgun, the blast echoing across the lake, but it only seemed to anger the creatures more. Amidst the chaos, Jack's mind turned to his daughter Emily, who was at a summer camp not far from the lake. Panic gripped him as he realized the piranhas could reach the camp. He had to save her. With Sarah and Dr. Stone's reluctant agreement, Jack set off towards the camp, praying he wouldn't be too late.
The summer camp was a place of joy and laughter, but that day, it turned into a nightmare. The children were playing by the water when the first piranha struck. It leaped out, sinking its teeth into a young boy's leg, dragging him into the water amidst screams and splashes of blood. Panic erupted as more piranhas emerged, attacking with frenzied violence. The water turned red as the creatures tore into their prey. Emily, Jack's daughter, tried to run, but the piranhas were too fast. They swarmed around her, their teeth tearing into her flesh as she screamed in agony. Jack arrived at the camp to find a scene of horror. The water was stained with blood, and the screams of the children filled the air. He saw Emily being attacked and rushed towards her, but it was too late. The piranhas had already torn her apart. Heartbroken and enraged, Jack fought the piranhas with everything he had, but their numbers were overwhelming. He could do nothing but watch as the children were devoured one by one. Back at the lake, Sarah and Dr. Stone were making their final stand. They had managed to contain the majority of the piranhas, but at a great cost. Dr. Stone had been severely bitten, his body covered in deep wounds. He sacrificed himself to ensure the remaining piranhas could not escape, using explosives to collapse the tunnel leading to the river. Sarah, covered in blood and barely able to move, watched as the lake was finally contained. The price had been high, too high, The remains of the missing teenagers, Jack's daughter, and the children at the camp were a stark reminder of the horror they had faced. The story of Lost River Lake became a grim legend, a cautionary tale of the horrors that lurk beneath the surface. Sarah, forever scarred by the events, left the area, but the memories haunted her. The lake, once serene and beautiful, was now a silent witness to the unimaginable terror that had transpired. The mutated piranhas, though contained, left a lingering fear, a reminder that nature, when tampered with, can unleash horrors beyond human comprehension.
I'll never let you go. Never.